Hello, my name is Scott Hardy, and today I'm going to be presenting my final project for the spring 2023 semester. Uh, for my project, I did a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition inventory manager, and so let's get into it. So, the purpose of this project was to create a tool that players could use to manage a character's inventory by utilizing a custom made database of different items, most of which were pulled from the 5th edition core rulebook. In comparison to other apps like D&D Beyond, my app provides a free alternative that does not require a internet access to use immediately, um, as well as compared to just using a simple notepad application. This program allows you to select items from a catalog and be able to add them to your inventory that way instead of having to manually keep track of all that information by yourself. The features that this program has is allows you to create, read, update, and delete inventory items from to and from an item catalog that we'll kind of see here shortly. Allows you to select items to add and remove from an inventory while also tracking the total weight of all of your items in said inventory. As well as I've added a dice roller for player convenience. Typically in Dungeons and Dragons, you have to roll a lot of dice, and so I've added a dice roller that you'll be able to just kind of be able to use as a bonus. So let's actually get into the program itself. Right here, I have the C Sharp class that defines each inventory item, or adventuring gear as it's called here. Each item has a name, description, weight, value in copper specifically, and a quantity or the number of this item that you currently possess. I have a couple of methods here: constructors, a method that converts the currency from copper to whatever relevant conversion it translates into as per the 5th edition rulebook. Two string allows a method to copy. In here, I have the class that defines the inventory or the collection that holds each adventuring gear item. It is enumerable, so it is compatible with the for each control structure. There are methods to add items with some validation, remove an item by its ID, or by its name rather, a method to calculate the total weight based off the quantity, various methods that are specifically meant to be implemented for a project of bigger scope, as well as the enumeration class as well that allows for it to be enumerable. Here is the code for the inventory form itself. This is what is going to define your inventory manager, so your current items as it is being managed. Various methods that we'll kind of go into in just a second. The item catalog that utilizes a database. So this class pulls all of its data from a database, saves it to a local list called item catalog, and allows for the user to select an item from that catalog, be able to add it to its inventory, update each item, delete an item, all those CRUD operations that you love to see, as well as some validation also that goes with each of those operations, and then finally a form that allows you to create a new item. And I am also repurposing this class to allow you to update the item as well. We'll kind of get into that as well, and of course a simple dice roller form that you are able to use as well. So let's get into the actual testing itself. So here is the inventory form right here. Currently it's blank because we're starting with a empty inventory. We have nothing added to it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit item. It takes a second to load up because it's trying to pull all the information from the database. And here we see the catalog of items that we can select. Currently, it's not a complete list, but it does have enough items on it currently. So let's say I want to have a abacus. I want to add that to my list. So I go ahead and hit add item, select it, and here we have our inventory is now updated to display the item being added to it. As we can see here, we have the name of the item, the weight of the item, the value, and its converted price, and the quantity. And here we have two little buttons that allows us to either add more to it, and as you can see, as I am adding more of the quantity, my total weight down here is also updated. So it goes from 18 with 6 to 7 with or 21 with 7. And yeah, that's all well and good. But if I want a description, I have to go into the catalog and hit this description button after I've selected my item. Gives me a quick pop-up window that shows the description as programmed in the database. Abacus is a type of tool, yada yada yada. But let's say I want to add a new item. Let's say my character finds a hair comb, right, and it doesn't exist in my database. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to hit new item, and it pulls up this little form right here, and I can input all the various information in the for the item, as well as having some data validation. So I'm going to type in hair comb, and I want to give it an ID of I0000. However, as we're going to see, this ID is already taken. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try to give it a fresh new ID, I0030. That should be fine. A tool used to maintain one's hair. Weighs 0.1 pounds and has a value of 3 copper pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add, and as you can see at the very bottom, my hair comb was added to the list. I can now select it, and yeah, I can now have that be in my inventory. And as you can see here, that hair comb has persisted in my database here, so I can add it again another time if I want. If I select it again, it increases the quantity instead of adding another hair comb to this right here. But let's say I was wrong about the hair comb, right? Instead of it being 0.1 pounds, it's actually a hair comb made of like titanium or something like that. So it's pretty heavy. So I'm going to update its weight. And when I hit the update item button here, it pulls up this update item form. As you can see, I cannot change the ID. That is a very static property. So once that has been created, it is persisted until removed. And I'm going to update the weight from 0.1 to just 1 pound. It's a whole pound. So I'm going to go ahead and hit update. And as you can see in my hair comb, it has been updated. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select. And as you can see, it now has the new property, but let's say I'm never going to use this hair comb again, right? So I'm good to just remove it from my database, right? I don't want this to be persisted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this remove item after selecting it. Removes it from the list. And yeah. And then finally, our last feature we have is this search option right here. Allows me to search by name. Let's say I want a wand. Hit search and pulls up wand right there. And yeah, once I'm done with that, I'm fine to use this for whatever adventuring needs I have. And then finally, we have this dice roller button. Just pulls up a simple window that allows me to select various different dice. Say D20, I want to roll. Gives me 14. And yeah, that is my project. I hope you enjoyed it.